clearly there's a lot of disagreement on both sides, and there's no real off-ramp for a lot of these economic tensions between the two countries. I think there are opportunities to find ways in which the two countries can coexist, and hopefully that Katherine Tai can find those ways. And if anyone can, it's her. She's a very good and tough negotiator, and she knows China well. I'm sure she has a plan going into these negotiations, and I look forward to seeing how she gets results.
You know, it's interesting, Benjamin, Tai talking about Americans trusting the Chinese. Why should the Chinese trust the Americans after 4 years of America first?
Well, in a lot of ways, Ambassador Tai's speech at CSIS was a continuation of the Trump policies. You can always look at Washington through the lens of policy, process, and politics. The policies are basically the same: bilateral talks, tariffs, 301 investigations, and other legal tools. The politics of U.S.-China relations are the same, or maybe even gotten worse over the last year, on both sides. And the only place where I think the Biden administration may improve is on process. They're putting in this new product exclusion process that may be more efficient than the last one, and they may also be able to have smoother relations through a more process-oriented discussions.
So how will the United States effectively realign this relationship in the interests of the American economy? What is step one? And in particular, if phase one is a live agreement still, what is it going to take to get the Chinese on side in order to meet some of these American commitments?
Well, I think the Biden administration has made it clear that their China policy is a domestic policy first, and that's why they are pushing so hard on infrastructure development and domestic development as a way to strengthen their hand and to focus less on market access and on relying on China as a part of the supply chain. I think that they will continue to push on these purchases, and China will continue to make purchases as it sees fit. Energy, agricultural purchases align with both sides' interests. On the other hand, the industrial policy changes, intellectual property pushes, those sorts of changes to China are going to be very, very difficult to be reached in negotiations, because I think it's pretty clear that China is willing to make reforms, but they'll only do it if they see it if it's at their advantage.